Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel and another episode of Building Čakov. It's been a very long time since the last episode and I want to personally apologise for not uploading another installment sooner. However, I hope this video will clear things up as to why I haven't, so after much wait, let's get into this episode. I've had various people ask when this episode would come out. I want to personally apologise again for it taking so long. However, various events have taken place since the last episode, which have either delayed me from making videos or taken me away from building completely. That isn't to say things haven't taken place behind the scenes. That being said, let's get into what I've been doing since the last installment, as well as what's to come. Honestly, most of my time in Minecraft has been spent on the Artecraft server, with the goal of progressing and completing tree packs for sale on my Gumroad store, a lot of which have already been released. A fun note to add to that line, when I had originally written this script, a while ago, I hadn't released any packs yet, so yeah, it's been a long time. Anyways, moving on from that fact, these trees will be crucial for Čakov, as a large portion of the map consists of forests, which require several tree species as well as other flora such as bushes. As of recording this audio, all of the deciduous trees for Čakov are complete, so that's a massive milestone in terms of building those trees. There are hundreds of there are literally thousands of these deciduous trees. However, at this stage, we made the decision to, alongside the new coniferous leaf tips, rework all of our coniferous species. So that means things like Norway spruce and silver fir, which originally were done for Čakov, now need to be rebuilt, and I'm in the process of doing so. It's just going to delay the forest side of things for a while, which is fine, because in the long term, they'll look great, but it just means it's going to, extend the timeline. A lot of the time has been taken in regards to deciduous trees, also making ivy and mossy variants, which will allow for greater variation within forests and surrounding groves and patches of trees and whatnot. Furthermore, a large amount of planning has taken place throughout Čakov. As you might have realised on the footage, Čakov is currently completely cut out from the surrounding map. This is because the map is still a work in progress. However, I'm happy to say, as of recording this video, only flowers, ponds, and forests need completing. Now, obviously, the forests are something which, as I just mentioned, because of all the trees that need to be built still, will take the longest amount of time. Not to mention, I've essentially got to teach myself how to get trees and tree layers to work in World Painter, because that's something that I don't have much experience with, and truthfully, I haven't touched World Painter since I did the Ridge and Furrow fields. So, that's a learning curve for me. On top of building the trees, so there's a lot of work to be done there. So with that knowledge, I thought, it would be best to cut out Čakov, have it floating, sure, in the void, but at least progress can still be made on the village there, and then it can be cut and copied and pasted into the map when it's done later down the line. As you can see, I've also begun to plot the burgage plots in the sky, so that I can assign builders, texture palettes, and general information for apprentices or builders to follow. More on this at the end of the video. Working on Artecraft, specifically within the kind of like Bree project, and just observing other people's projects as well, whether it be in Gondor or the West Marches, has made me realise that you need a lot more organisation when it comes to approaching these sorts of build projects, especially if you want to have a high level of quality. So in order to, you may have strong research, but if you want to reinforce that and kind of build upon it in game, you need to have this kind of strong backbone of organised plots, extra information for builders, texture palettes, all of these things. So that's something that within this kind of almost rework of Čakov from the past year, I want to really tackle and take head on, because I just want this project to be as high quality and as accurate as it possibly can be. I'm very excited to show you all the new map when it's done. However, for now, as I mentioned, Čakov will stay in the void. When it is eventually pasted into the map, I'm really excited to show you guys, and I will definitely be taking loads of screenshots using most likely the Bobby mod, so that you can see all the way down to Barrow Pond, and from Barrow up to the church, and just loads of these different points of views, which kind of show the awesome scale and level of realism we're trying to achieve with this project. Overall, a large portion of the past year has been spent building throughout and around Čakov. What began as overhauling the original burgage plots has led to the blacksmith plot and communal baking oven being finished, as well as the tavern plot being near completion, excluding the gardens. The presbytery plot has also progressed along nicely, not to mention that since I originally wrote this script, gardens have not only seen another revamp, but also another revamp, and I'm currently in the process of retexturing things like interior flooring, wall texturing, roof texturing especially, because that needed a lot of work. And all of that has been kind of reinforced by a period of testing in terms of block pallets and things for thatch, roofs, walls, plaster, everything as far down as dirt. So I've really been trying to overhaul and make sure there's a strong foundation for a higher level of quality in the project. And obviously that has involved putting this into the project now that I've worked all these things out. So everything has been kind of brought up over the past year to a whole new standard of build. Talking of the gardens, I want to show you my progress here. As you can see, gardens have had a massive overhaul and are overall a lot better than the earlier renditions seen in prior episodes. The main goal here was consistency, so this involved reworking block pallets, crop pallets, and the overall layouts. I wanted to incorporate more details such as outbuildings and storage sheds, as well as beehives and orchard trees. This has made the gardens look a bit more consistent and realistic. Not to mention the massive overhaul of the vegetables, which I'm particularly happy with. They overall look a lot better, are more realistic, and I thoroughly researched kind of allotment crops at the time, and I was able to add to the ones that we were already using, remove some, and overall get a higher level of realism. Originally, I wanted to walk you all through our progress with the blacksmith, the tavern, the communal oven, and the presbytery plot. However, right now I'm unhappy with the texturing of a lot of these as well as their interiors. I have made a lot of progress in terms of the exterior elements of things, and I'm really happy with that. However, they're just not in a position right now where they've been updated enough to the point where I want to properly show them off. So in a future episode, definitely, and on top of the added benefit of them looking better, I am hoping to be able to provide a lot more historical information and just features in general, which will make the videos a lot more informative and interesting for you guys. So I just need a little bit more time to achieve that, but it'll be well worth the wait. I've also spent a huge amount of time creating detailed build guides alongside reworked foliage and block palettes for people to follow when building on Čakov. Currently we have a small handful of builders, and obviously the project has kind of been on life support for a while, so activity is low. However, with this episode and continued social media posts and hopefully more episodes that won't take years in between to make, I'm looking to bring on more project builders, apprentices and whatnot soon. So if you're interested in applying, make sure to join my Discord server using the link down below, and you can kind of contact me there and we can kind of have a discussion about what you'd like to do and talk about builds and whatever, just start a conversation. Anyhow, I hope you all enjoyed this episode. I can't promise episodes will be frequent from now on, however I will try my best to get videos out for you all on Čakov and hopefully other things as well. I definitely don't plan on taking another year to do another episode of Čakov. I find it very unlikely that will happen, and things are definitely moving in a direction where I can get more episodes done, hopefully soon. So whether that's bi-monthly or whatever, I don't know, but it definitely won't be another year, I promise. So the plan from here is to basically continue overhauling Čakov's buildings, texturings and foliage. Hopefully by the next episode there'll be less colourful planning wall everywhere and more improvements to share, and I'm really excited for that. Anyways, that brings us to the end of the video. We hope you have enjoyed this installment as well as the ones to come. Make sure to subscribe, like and comment down below. I also have a Discord server which you should totally join. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.